Oh, easy.
Hello and welcome back to the Road to 200 kg Deadlift, episode number 5 now. And in this episode, this is my first time ever doing some 5x5 training. So when I got sent my program for this week by my coach, there was 5x5 with a squat, bench and deadlift. I was like, oh no, 5x5. And to top it off, I'd done this quite late at night. It's about like 7-8 p.m. and I normally train like much earlier. I just come off the back of finishing a 12-hour shift, and I was like, I came back and I was like, well, I've got to do 5x5 deadlift now. I have to get on with it. I can't sit around, mope around. Oh, it's going to be tough. Yeah, it might be tough, which it was. It was quite tough as well. 5x5 when we get into the later stages. So it's like, oof, it's taxing on me because I've had a long day anyways. But I got home and I was like, right, time to get on with it. It needs doing. No one else is going to pick up the weight for me, so I might as well go on with it. So the first set went pretty alright. It went well for me, and I have got chalk on my hands as well, and I use an excessive amount of chalk, which I do need to clean up as well. Still, clean the barbell and actually clean the floor, because I took off way too much of the package. But moving fine as well. There's no knee cave as well, which is good to see. Obviously doing that, pull the slack out of the bar before I lift the bar. I think that just helps transfer all the energy from my feet through my legs rather than all being the lower back as well. And as you can see, I do an extra rep just by accident. It wasn't intentional. It was just, I just forgot how many reps I had done. Normally I count in my head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just forgot. It got to about like 4 or 5. I was like, how many have I done? I've done 3 or 4. So just done an extra one just in case if it was like one lower that I'd have to come back, record again and do lift, like do a single and then move on to the next set so to make sure it's 5. But I end up doing 6 anyways. I guess it proves that, oh yes, I can do more reps with this weight. I'm working at about 70 to 75% of my 1 rep max. So we're getting close to like it being heavy as well. Obviously, throughout the weeks, it started at 101 kg in the first episode, so that's what, about 4 or 5 weeks ago anyways, and it's been changing the amount of sets, the amount of reps as well, and it just felt fine. Yeah, it felt good. I felt happy that I did go and like work out after 12-hour shift as well, because it was literally come home from work, straight in the gym. Fortunately for me, I have a home gym, so I don't need to commute even. And then after that, it was literally my dinner and then bed, because I was knackered. But this is one of the main advantages for me, and I'm very privileged to be in this position where I can do my workout at home, because I understand that the cost of a home gym is quite expensive. You think, oh well, I can go to a commercial gym for what, £20-30 a month, and a home gym, well, it's costing thousands of pounds. So what's the point? This is a prime example when you finish a 12-hour shift, and I couldn't be asked going in my car and driving to the gym. I really couldn't, because it would talk about, if you add in commuting there and back, paying for parking, stuff like that, getting set up, it's about 30 to 40 minutes of your time gone. And then when we get into the gym till like 8 o'clock time, so I thought, well, just do it at home. I have the equipment. Fortunately for me, I can work out at home. Like I said, it's very good just for situations like that, or just saving time in general, because that time does stack up as well. So the first 3 sets I done with no belt, and then in the last 2 sets I was like, well, I've never really worn my belt all too often. I think I've only worn it for the first episode even, was that the first time me actually wearing one. And I have this like cheap one that I got with some of my home gym stuff, just a My Protein one. I might upgrade and buy like a proper new one, see what the sizes are as well. But I did decide to put on a belt just to get used to wearing it, bracing my core as well. And the first 3 reps of this set, they flew up. I was really happy with them. But it got to when I lifted it on the 3rd rep, that all I could feel in my stomach was like my bananas I just ate, and I just felt like horrible, if you get me. Felt like I was going to throw up as well, because I had a few bananas just to get the carbs and energy going before this workout, because I knew it was going to be 5x5. So I thought, well, I'll get some carbs, and just so I have like the energy as well. And as you can see from the side angle, they're flying up as well. But it gets to the fourth one where I just feel like sick and groggy, because the belt was maybe a bit too tight on my stomach. It didn't feel right. So after this set, I just decided to loosen it up, adjust it a bit more, move it up higher in my body as well, nearer my ribs. And it felt better on that compared to the fourth set. Obviously, I did still feel it, like on the insides, like the bananas, etc., pressing down on me, because the belt makes it like obviously tighter as well, less injury as well. Just thought, well, I need to get used to wearing a belt, because when I do start lifting heavier and heavier in the next episodes that you'll see, where I will be wearing more accessories, where the belt will be on for a lot of the working sets as well. Like, the only accessory I do have is the chalk, really, which does help tremendously just with grip, holding the bar as well, especially if you're having a very aggressive knurling bar like I do. The ATX bar that I have, it's quite aggressive knurling. That can like annoy you, irritate your hands, and you don't want your hand grip to be the limiting factor when you're deadlifting, because that can be frustrating. But getting into the pause deadlifts now, I'll be honest, if it wasn't for my coach, I wouldn't have realised what I was doing, because with the deadlift, it's like a two-step: pull the slack out and then up. With the pause, it's pull the slack out, pause, and then straight up with the barbell. And I just forgot that. It was totally on me as well. And after the second set, my coach did point it out, like, about deadlifting. It's like, oh, you're not pulling the slack out. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't. Like, you just forget these things. But the pause deadlifts felt really, really good as well. Looking back at them now, they are flying up 115 for 5. Obviously, when we started, this was at 95 kg, so a 20 kg increase. And I do really like this variation as well. I think it helps massively with your deadlifting. And we'll play back some footage of you from this set, because I don't know if it's the 4th rep or the 5th rep, but one of them two where I just didn't pause long enough. I just like forgot about the pause. But this has to do with what I just said about pulling the slack out and then pulling it up a bit, pausing, and then shooting straight up. This helps tremendously with that, and I need to remember for next week, it's a 3-step process with the pause deadlift. And then, as you can see in this final set, you can see pull, slack, pause. Yep, see, 3-step program, and it flows much better as well. Less on your lower back as well. And I felt a ton of it in my legs compared to my lower back, which is great for me as well. Because, like I said, I've spoken about my lower back. It ends up getting targeted more than my legs. Sorry, that's just because of my hip position. Obviously working on that as well. But yeah, thanks for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed episode number 5 of the Road to 200 kg deadlift. And I'll catch you on the next episode. See you next time.